Alright, welcome back everyone. So here we got another game from the Hellas tournament. I keep forgetting to do this before our videos. Alright, so we're going to look at the game between Akaiden and Stark 6-9. So we'll be looking from Akaiden's perspective here. Yikes is all I can say about the corpse. Two of the worst corpses in the game. Believe it or not, Thorgate is somehow even worse than Phobolog, it seems, a lot of the time. But I think it's the choice here. Why do I think it's the choice here? Because we have 0 space cards in our hand, which means Phobolog is literally unplayable. Number 2, because we actually have the interesting interaction with Thorgate here, which is standard tech. So you guys have, by this point, definitely seen videos where I've talked about standard tech and how it's so good with credit core. You can just standard greeneries for 7 MC back. Okay, but what if we could, instead of greeneries, standard power for 6 back? So the kind of broken thing with this combo of Thorgate plus standard tech is you can get energy for 5 mega credits, which is kind of absurd, honestly. 5 mega credit energy means that you can just spam a whole bunch of energy early on, let that roll over to heat, and just kind of build your own Soletta at home, right? Because 5 mega credits for an energy, Soletta is 35 plus 3 for 7, so you can basically get better than Soletta with this combo, kinda. The downside is, looking at our preludes, we don't really have any preludes that help us with an upfront cash injection, so we're not going to be able to standard all those times most likely, but I still think that's the path going forward. Looking at the rest of this, we see Mars U, never unhappy about Mars U. I see algae and grass and psychophiles, so I think we want to go some plant stuff. Predators is okay. I think on Hellas, it's something I would speculate on. And adaptation technology is interesting as well because adaptation technology is a cycle with Mars U. Additionally, it helps get us progress towards algae and predators, which has some value. However, it might be just simply too much, and we want to save some of our money for the SPs here. Looking at the preludes, power generation is worse than usual. I already said with the standard tech, we can get this energy for just 5 mega credits. So that means power generation is basically worth 15 mega credits. Not great when we want to try and get 21 mega credits of value from our preludes. So I would say that Dome Farming and Business Empire would be my 2 picks from this lot. And then, like I said, I think I've identified the good cards. It's just -6 to that's 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the minimum, 27, 21, get 4 energy, but I want to play Mars U. I think going the SP power line up front is probably a little committal. I also think we're running a bit tight, so I probably would not go for the adaptation tech. I would probably just use this as a cycle with the Mars University. And then see what comes of it. But let's see how akaiden chooses to play this hand. Okay. Mostly exactly what I said. He is keeping adapted lichen, which might mean that he wants to keep the adaptation tech, and instead he's going to cycle adapted lichen. Let's see. So Stark here gets Unimi, Contractor, and Polar Industries on a card. Okay. Valley Trust as well. Business Empire, Dome Farming, yep. Experimental Forest on the ocean. And a whole bunch of things went away. Let's take a look here. Tardigrades, Herbivores, Decomposers, GHG, Insulation, Dust Seals, Land Claim, ICS, Hired Raiders, Soletta, Corporate Stronghold, Phobos, Sponsors, Wife, Large Convoy, Mining Expedition. Jeez, all that? Wave Power, Inventor Skill, Indentures, Ice Cap. Is it still going? Okay. Plantation. Then the Fusion Power, Special Design, Geothermal, Advanced GHG, Space Hotels, Bushes. That's a lot that was gone there. Bio Combo's a little bit nerfed here. These are 2 very big hits that we have to be aware of, which is one reason I like that It's all listed here in the log, so you can record the stuff if you need to. Decomposers and Urbies are two of the big contributors to Eccentric. With those two gone, that means the fight is going to be a lot more focused on the Ecozone, and I imagine. And a Jove moat being gone is also important if anyone's going Jove strategy, though it doesn't look like we are. Okay, 2 titanium makes sense, and he seems to be done. We're just going to do Psychophiles. Adapted Lichen right away is interesting. I'm not really vibing with that because it's not like it's a plant tag for NRA. It's okay to get up to 2 plant prod. That's a lot better than 1. But with something like Mars U, I kinda, in standard tech, I lean more towards developing these cards than I do a card like Lichen. Okay. Well, energy tapping is super annoying. Molehole area is okay. Excuse me. Big asteroid, also pretty annoying. I think I really don't want to get hit with big asteroid, but energy tapping is really annoying to be hit by ourselves. I'm gonna say big asteroid, and I'm really annoyed. Yeah. Science tag for Mars U, obviously appealing. I actually am leaning towards mine here, just for a little bit of development. Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Carbonate's probably better for us. Molehole's probably better for him. Since we're first player and we did pass the energy tapping, I think I would take Carbonate just to avoid getting hit by it. Okay, Molehole's fine. Buy 3? Yeah. Okay. So we are probably going to get hit with energy tapping. Another reason why Thorgate can be a little unfortunate. I suspect what we're going to do here is we're going to play Molehole area into mine, which is okay. Again, remember, Molehole area is not any more efficient really than just Thorgate's standard tech stuff. So part of me is a little sad we're not going with the standard tech spam because it also gets us Energizer as well. I kind of feel like just going for the direct heat is a little bit of a sidetrack. That's why I think I like the Carbonate since it's so much cheaper and then it gives us money. Like Carbonate mine, 10 mega credits here, 18. Next generation, we have our money and we do like Mars U, standard tech, and then just spam power. Yeah, we're going to get energy tapped when we spam the power, but it's fine. Okay, Gene Repair is nice. Yeah, we get energy tapped into fuel generators. Interesting. Is that for like a strip mine? He's right there at the money that it would take for that. Yeah, there's a strip mine. Oof. That is good development for our opponent, Gen 2. Robo is a science tag, therefore I think you're supposed to take it with Mars U. And we can copy dome farming, which is quite nice, so I would do Robo here. GHG is almost online. I think Biomass is the other arguable card here because it's not too far away, and power for Thorgate. I think you can go either way. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess Biomass, but I could, like I said, I could certainly see the argument for GHG. Okay. NRB, it's my thinking. Yeah. I like Industrial Center normally. I'm not sure how good it's going to be here. I'm thinking you would just do like 1 and 2 and just call it a day. Wow, buying all 4. Must be cycles from Mars U. But I don't know about that. Again, I really value just being able to do standard tech things here. So I would want to like Robo Workforce, standard tech, and then just spam some SP powers here. Mining rights, now they're on titanium, so it looks like Polar Explorer is what Stark is going for. Search for life. A little scary he's playing it so quickly. Okay, Electrocat is a nice find for us. We have the steel. It should be pretty easy for us to SP power and get it online, especially since we have standard technology. I hate that we're not getting standard tech value there. We could have afforded it, right? We could have. I think we should have played standard tech for that. No, we couldn't have. We were short on money. That was before he had paid. I looked at the money. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now we play standard tech. Open City is good for later on in the game, I'd say. Animals are good, but with predators, I'm okay. I'm having livestock. I would take imported hydrogen here. Expect that the opponent takes either livestock or fish. You can take the other one back. The one he plays, we start eating with predators, and power plant's nice for him, but kinda irrelevant for us. Noctis City's a lot worse on this map, but the other cards aren't that exciting, so I still would consider it. But with Open City already in hand and Standard Tech played, I actually lean towards Acquired Company on this one. Okay. He didn't take either animal, which is kind of shocking. I would take livestock then. And I mean, I would plan on playing it. We get to that 9%. I think it is good, especially with Eccentric as an award, to just go ahead and get some repeating points. Especially since, unfortunately, we have not really done anything with that mole hole. Did we in fact sell the mole hole? Somehow I missed that, but yeah, I think we sold mole hole. No, we must have cycled it. That must have been it. So yeah, we've not invested in any heat, which is a little concerning. Not the worst. We clearly are going kind of a mid-range setup here. But I'm always a little scared when we have a lot of plants and then not much heat control. I'd feel a lot better if we had energy rolling over to heat, investing in plants, and then being able to kind of, go mid-range with the Electrocat, go for a surprise end with the standard tech, and have the heat help get us there. I would feel better about that setup. I would just take hydrogen and livestock. I don't think Noctis is good enough. He might be keeping it as a cycle, but by itself, I don't think it's good enough. Okay, yep, hydrogen immediately gets us a conversion. Can just put it up there for 2 plants and 2 cash. We're not fighting him on Polar Explorer. He's already kind of got that locked up, so I would definitely go up there for the better rebates, which he does. Carbonate processing online. Okay. Earth Office into Acquired Company. Alright, that's good development still on Gen 4. Adaptation Tech. Looks like we cycled away the biomass converter. Okay. I guess we're going to cycle away Noctis City now. I think that's the worst card here. Magfuel Dome, even when you're Thorgate, it still feels bad to me. It might be fine later on if we ever do the standard tech shenanigans, but it looks like akaiden has decided not to. The good news is, thanks to all these sacrifices that we've accumulated so far, we are quite able to play algae here, which is a nice find. Reason why adaptation tech did end up paying off a little bit here. GHG bacteria, so he really is pursuing some heat here. I mean, I think it's a pretty obvious insects. 3 plant prod is pretty good. Protected Valley's alright, but it's not amazing for either player. Archaebacteria also pretty good, I would say. Titanium mine is okay, but it's nothing amazing. I think you could go either way, but I would go Archie. Let's look at the milestones here. Diversifier is a fight. Tactician is a fight, and Archie is Tactician. And Polar Explorer. do we have any way of getting the missing stuff? Not unless we have a Space Jovian, which we don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. I'd take Arky for Tactician. Zeppelin does not seem good. Neither does Giant Space Mirror, but it's good enough. It's 17 for 3 energy, so it's worse than just standard tech power, so I would not bother buying it. Though it is a space tag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But again, I don't know where his city's coming from. Industrial City is not good enough. Animal, possible with livestock, but we need to get 3 more oxygen bumps, so not likely. So I think we're kind of cooked on getting Diversifier, but Tactician should be doable between Gene Repair and Arky and Insects here. Nuke Zone probably still going down there. No, he's going up there for the power, for the blocking off the ocean rebates. I like that. No, that seems smart. Polar's not really a threat. Neither are the other cards at this point. The Energizer could be. Yeah, just converts for 2 plants and funds Cultivator. I like that. We already have a pretty decisive advantage. It seems hard for Stark to actually compete on Cultivator at this point, since we know where insects are. There's a chance that NRA could be problematic, but it doesn't look particularly like he has NRA access. And he gets us up here so that it looks like the temperature, the O2 bonus for temperature here is going to be ours. It seems hard to see how he's going to take it himself. Mining Expedition is basically the only card I can think of. He plays Medlab for 4 production, though. That's quite strong. We play Gene Repair, Electrocat, Activate Search for Life. I guess. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's fine. I guess Stark does have Plantation, so he could Plantation SP Greenery, which is not horrible. Anyway, we're going to Arky into Insects, I imagine. I don't understand claiming Tactician. Tactician isn't under threat. Why are we not just playing the Insects for 3 prod? Are we trying to greed it on the grass here for 4 prod? He has a lot of money. He could go Joves. Wife is out of the deck, though. I'm not that scared of that. I'd probably take the Immigrant City here. Aos is okay, but any animal we could probably nom with our Predators here, so I would do Immigrant City. I would do Cupola City for the same reason. I don't really care about Heat Trappers as much in Gen 6. I'd cut the IO. Yep. Fuel Factory's relatively cheap, but still it's Gen 6. I think it's a little late. I'm not even completely sold on the Cupola immigrant stuff myself when we have a standard city with standard tech. You know, it's 22 mega credits. This is 16 plus 5 is 21 mega credits, plus buying is 24. Immigrant City is 21. So both of these are roughly the same as just standard city for us. So if we had the energy floating already over the heat, then that'd be a different story. Oh sure, it's a little bit cheaper than standard city, but with the energy already rolling over and with us already having open city in hand, I'm not really excited about any of this. I would probably skip it all. Okay, he takes them both. It's okay, but for the reasons I just said, I'm also not like super ecstatic about them. The one benefit that they do have is it is a city tag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we find a Jovian or an animal, and the animal is coming online with livestock, then it might be worth it. So you could make that argument, but I don't know. It seems to me that it's much more likely that Stark has a Jovian tag or a city tag himself, right? He's just one away. So it looks like we're just converting in a line up here. I imagine we don't want to let him have the O2 bonus. Yeah, that was a correct assumption. Heat is going up thanks to GHG and heat. That does let us play grass now if we want to. And we do have the Psychophiles to get a lot of it, and Electrocat as well. Lightning Harvest into Plantation. Okay. That is NRA potential. Alright, grass and insects. 11 plant prod seems pretty good. Surprisingly, we're still only one greenery ahead of Stark, but I suspect that will increase as the game goes on here. Okay, he just claimed Polar, so it does not look like he has Diversifier yet. But he is first to act, so he can play a city soon. Steelworks is kind of dead. Immigration Shuttles is actually kind of interesting, but I think Invention Contest is still more than good enough with Mars University that I'd accept giving him Immigration Shuttles here. Okay. I would not give him TG. That's just me. I don't think floating is good enough to let a card that scary float around here. These cards don't matter, but Martian Survey is literally unplayable, so yeah, Steelworks. Yeah, and just one, I agree. SP Greenery. Why the SP Greenery? What am I missing here? To turn on birds? To just draw a card? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks with standard tech here, we're just gonna plop a city down. Okay. I guess we're gonna set up a grid like this, which is fine. I also would have considered going down here and grabbing this stuff as well, but it's fine where it's at. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play livestock and then claim, I think is the plan here. Oh, he snipes our Energizer with Mass Converter. What was the greenery about? I got no clue. But that's pretty sick right there. Oof. All that effort to get Diversifier just gone. Unfortunate. I still think livestock is good. It's just not as good now that we're not getting a milestone from it. He's raising heat still. We can just still continue to place our greeneries. Viral Enhancers is fantastic. Go ahead and pick that up. Quantum a little less fantastic. Still fine. Better than standard powers for certain. So now I guess we're going to viral enhancers into livestock. Yeah. Oh, advanced ecosystems? Oh, it's so good. Yeah, so we're just taking our animal on to the next generation. Okay. Remember, Tundra Farming is a bad card. I would not pick it here. You could consider cutting Escarpment because you don't want to lose your steel, especially with Electrocat. On the other hand, you could consider taking Water Splitting Plant because opponent will probably try to play it and then take the O2, but that's 15 for one TR. I imagine standarding a greenery is just about as efficient, so I would still probably take Escarpment, but Water Splitting Plant bears a little bit of consideration. Tundra Farming is a bad card, and I do not agree with taking it first. It's fine. Extreme Cold Fungus with the Psychophiles is interesting. However, I'm not certain it's really good enough for us to play, but since he is GHG bacteria, I lean towards not letting him have that. Though Mineral Deposit is quite nice for us with 2 cities, but it's basically just plus 2 cash. Plus 2 cash better than giving him something to help out his GHG? I don't think so. So I would cut Extreme Cold Fungus. Yep. Escarpment, he took Peroxide Power. I don't really know what he would use Peroxide Power on, but fine. I would probably keep none, personally. I bet he's going to keep stupid Tundra farming. Yeah, he does. Ugh. Extreme Cold Fungus is okay. I'm not convinced that Extreme Cold Fungus is worth the opportunity cost right now, but it's probably okay, even in Gen 8. Oh, we're cycling it with Quantum. Okay, fair enough. Let's find out if he's got birds. No, Standard City. Okay. Means he doesn't have a lot to do. Yeah, Immigrant City right there or right there. I would go right here for the card, personally. But it's fine. And I would drop the Open City down here as well now. Optimal into Towing a Comet. Wraps up the oxygen track. A little unfortunate. But he's at 7 plants. Now we can hit him with Virus. That's nice. Heat raised. No, sorry, Heat raised Olympus. Okay, so 7 science tags for both of us. We know that we don't have anti-grav. I wonder if Stark has anti-grav. I would Open City, yeah. Then convert on the card, yeah. And I'd consider standarding another city with standard tech here, but we'll see. Subres is okay for ending the game, but nothing special here. Kelp farming gone. So with that, it's hard to really see a universe outside of NRA where Stark is ever able to contest our plant prod for Cultivator here. And that is a little annoying that he can eat our Psychophiles here. Probably means that we're going to, just want to go ahead and open up quickly with advanced ecosystems and then stop using it. Yep, that's exactly what happens. Stark also played Heather, which is a little weird to play at this stage of the game, but it's okay. All kind of bad. Deep well heating, I suppose. Whatever. Again, kind of bad. AAA because of the ants. Yeah. Bribe committees, really just nothing, so energy saving, I suppose. You could take deep well heating, but we don't really have a lot going on here. Yeah, fine to skip as well. Yeah, SP City, so it looks like we're in a drag down SP-a-thon here. Subres for 4 cash back, I do like. He does have the birds. Oh no, that's awful. The good news is, I don't think he has protected habitats. So, once he eats our bird, then we will play predators and eat his bird. Now, there is an argument to be said that you wait a generation and you say, okay, you get 2 birds, then I will play predators, and since you have 2 points on it already, if I eat it, you're going to just want to add another one back so you can keep your 1 point. And that allows me to have an infinite amount of animals to keep eating. If we were to let you, if you just had the 1 bird and we ate it, then you wouldn't add another bird again, and then our predators would only be 17 for 2 points. However, the game is ending on the quicker side, potentially, so it might make more sense to not do that. Really, it comes down to what akaiden can do here. It looks like we're up by 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't really see a world where we are ending anytime soon, especially with 3 oceans still remaining. Big asteroid helps, but I'm not really thinking that's much better than just standard asteroids unless we find a titanium dump. So maybe it does make sense to just play it slow with the predators here. Bushes is down. Okay, he does decide to rush out the birds, the preds for the birds. It's okay though. Oh, he found life with Search for Life. Oh, that's insanely good for him. Oof. Okay, well, what are we looking at on Eccentric? Currently, akaiden has a 1 VP lead. I think we saw both Urbies and Decomposers gone earlier in the game. With Predators eating the animals, it's hard to really see a world where uh, we lose, is what I would like to say, but imported nitrogen and large convoy exist, which would be quite a dump. I'm not sure that I am willing to risk uh, Eccentric on those. I would be hesitant to fund. On the other side, though, it looks like Space Baron is very fundable. Uh, Contractor, not so much. Magnate is 11 to 15, so Magnate looks very fundable for Stark. But we're first to go next gen. He has no money. I'm inclined to just wait and see what happens. Okay, Standard City's okay. Okay, there's the NRA. So now we have a bit of a titanium dump with the NRA, so I would probably do that. Breathing filters is okay, just not quite good enough, I think. Business network for me, though I'm not sure we're playing it. Food factory, oh, sorry, cartel. He has got 6 prod. I would not give him cartel back. Agreed. I guess I would still take business network. There's not necessarily any indication that it's going to end anytime soon. 2 cards. 2 to 3 cards is still probably worth it. Okay, setting up for big into NRA. I would be more inclined to have opened with big to kill the plants, but that would give away the ocean bonus theoretically. So I like the patience from akaiden here. But yeah, Magnate's funded now. I do think we were supposed to have funded something, ideally, like Eccentric, but I do recognize Eccentric is unclear, uh, since he can, just keep adding to a gen with the GHG and the ants, and we can only add 1. So I kind of feel like you can't keep adding to Eccentric. So it might have been correct. You just can't fund. It's just sad. I really wanted to fund something because it kind of feels like he's got 2 free awards here, which is pretty painful. Yeah, so big. Only 1 plant being killed is sad, but what you gonna do? We do get the bonus ocean. Power infrastructure. Okay, so he's gonna be able to make some money with that 7 power he's got right there. Underground city. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Interesting that he skips. I'd have thought he'd have taken it since we have the 2 power and we have the steel. It's better than the standard city from that regard. It's green card for Magnate, though at 11 to 16, I don't think that's a big concern for us. Space elevator for basically free is quite strong. Food factory after the trees. That's a play. Okay, standard ocean for a conversion. Fine. We're up by 9, but we kind of have stalled out. But our opponent also doesn't have a lot of cards, just 2 cards, so that's something. They're gonna be able to fund something for 5 more points, so 87. So at this point, it really comes down to how efficiently can we end here. And he takes some heat. I'm a little surprised by that, but get the TR while you can get it at the same time, I suppose. GHG taking the heat. He's letting one power roll over. He didn't use all the power from power infrastructure, so that he has 8 heat next gen. He can just raise the heat and be done with it. Okay. He does use birds and then plays the fish. He stalled us out, so now he does get some animals on there, which is kind of proof, I guess, why you couldn't fund Eccentric, despite how much I'd have liked to. Cannot really give him Physics Complex, is my feeling. That's 2 points. Yeah, Capital is some points for him as well, but I'd much rather him have Capital for 26 than I would Physics Complex for 12 here. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Media Archives is just 8. It's not really good enough. I would take the Magnetizer. I don't understand why we're taking Media Archives. That's just 8 cash for 11. it seems quite bad to me. We're not flipping it, so I don't get it. It's not like he's Point Luna. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, just Capital. Fair enough. I'm not crazy about Capital, but it is still some decent points. Contractor funded, makes sense. Okay, restricted area is a little too late, I'd say. Really? I'm not really sure why we're buying that. We're at 22. Maybe the plan is to hop over here to get the plants with it. But we already have 2 plants over here to get to 24, so I'm not really understanding that. I do like going ahead and eating the predators that way. No protected habs to ruin our day. Space elevator. Okay, SP Ocean into Capital. Okay, he's going to do it right there. Okay, that's fair enough. That is an adjacency as well, and it blocks a point from his city, which is nice. The downside is we're not getting the plants, so that is maybe why we took restricted area. Oh, commercial district between our city. Oof, that's pretty good. Okay, it's a 1-point game right now, so we need to try and analyze what we're trying to do here. So he's got 1 card in hand. We don't know what it is. He's not able to score any more points from his cards here. We're able to score 1 point from ours. So 100 to 98. Everything's funded. Nothing's getting flipped. 100 to 98. He gets 2 conversions. We're only getting 1. It's a little tight. Can we afford SP Ocean here? I think we don't want to force ourselves to. But we're doing it. Okay. So with SP Ocean, if we play restricted area right there, we get 4 cash back. That, yeah, we're going to be at 24 if we go there, which means we can still do an SP greenery, and we'll be able to get the 4 cash back. More importantly, it prevents having 2 greeneries next to his city, so it does make sense to go ahead and place it here. For a card? Because of the cycle on Mars U? I think it's more important to deny him the point there, personally. Yeah, like, that's just not doing anything. Now we can't even... We can still SP greenery, but I'd still rather prevent the point from him. Yeah, 100 to 100 now. That's a little spooky. Okay, livestock does happen. So we're going to sell a card and then SP greenery, I imagine. Alright, there's that physics complex for 2 points. Okay, personally I would not keep stalling out. Hired raiders would be kind of devastating, but he's empty on hand, so it's not a problem. He does have enough money for a city, so you don't really want to create too good of a spot for him here, but you're kind of forced to. I guess you would SP greenery right here. And then wherever he SPs his city, if he does one, you can just go the other place. That's what I lean towards. If you do it down here, then he's going to be able to SP a city here for 3 points. If you SP a greenery here, that's 2 points. But then you'll have to just do it down there. Yeah. I don't think it matters too much. I would just place it here. Yeah, I like it. Okay, SP's the city there. So we'll just convert here, and he blocks us off from our city down there, so I like his placement. And we're done. It's 103 to 104. Everyone's exhausted their resources. He gets 1 greenery next to his city. We get 1 next to ours, and 1 next to the ocean. (106 to 106) with a 3 mega credit victory for akaiden. Wow. That was extremely close. The restricted area spot was interesting. I just think the placement was wrong. I don't think he should have placed it here. He should have placed it right here. That prevents him from having the plants that he needed in order to convert next to his city. He has to convert elsewhere. Also, he's now missing 4 mega credits, which I think prevents him from the city. So I think this was a pretty big miss for akaiden there, especially since the money. I mean, the card doesn't matter, right? It's going to be hard to do much better than 23 for 2 in that situation. So I think that it was a lot closer than it should have been because of that play. I think put it over there, and I think we're winning by 1 point. But if we look at the awards here, I can't. Okay. I can't look. I imagine that we are getting smoked on eccentric. 10 to 1, 2, 7, 10. Alright, we're tied actually on eccentric. So, I don't know. You could argue try and fund eccentric so he doesn't get free awards, but spending 20 on 0 points, that doesn't seem good enough. So I ultimately do agree with not funding him. Just sad that we got kind of smoked on the Magnate and Cultivator and didn't really have any award we could fund other than Cultivator. Also, the Surprise Energizer really was quite strong. Well, I kind of had hoped that I'd be able to show you guys a cool standard tech with Thorgate application, but just another reason Thorgate sucks. Can't even do that right. So instead, you got just a pretty good game where basically plant spam won the game. Predators, I think, was pretty huge. Without Predators, I'm not really certain how akaiden is able to win the game, because at that point he'll only be getting like 1 point a turn, whereas fish and birds and the physics, he could kind of just keep stalling out. Remember, the reason the game ended when it did is because Stark added all that heat. If he hadn't had to raise the heat because of the ongoing points from Predators, Livestock, and the Plant Prod, maybe things could have gone differently. But anyway, good game. Happy to see it. I had one more that a friend had asked me to watch from this tournament, so we'll look at that before moving on to round 3. I kind of want to go a little faster on the pace of these videos because I don't really want to still be covering round 2 when round 4 finishes. So you might see a flurry of videos in the next couple days, and then maybe I'll take a little bit of a break. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.